Give me 1 second, okay? Give me a minute. Okay. So today we will do the four padas of Bharani. Instead of doing four classes, I've tried to accommodate everything in one class. This will be a quick flow of information. How we are applying, etc. You can always go back to the Ashwini Nakshatra, which was detailedly explained. However, I will still try to give you all the logic. So, what we will learn today is the four padas of the Bharani, wherein we will start with the mantra, the four pada segregation that we do, the understanding of planets, cusps, and also the moon in the different padas of Bharani that we will know, the results that you can see, and the body characteristics based on the lagna, and also the karma vipaka samhita. We'll also talk about the mrityapaga degrees, etc., and how we can use them. Also the Navadurgas that are applicable here, and also some remedies as well for Bharani Nakshatra that you can do. This is what we will talk about in the class today. So the nakshatra in detail, we have discussed this. Most of the items that come from this or most of the results that come from this nakshatra, I have described this in the Bharani nakshatra. So you can think this as a second part of it. So in this, we will focus on the padas. So padas, we are using it. If you have a lagna, you count the number of houses in which Aries falls. If that cusp is in Bharani, then find out which pada the cusp is for that particular house. That is one way of checking it. And the other thing is, if you have a planet there, then also it will show its result in the particular house. Okay. And also as a house lord, it will work. It will work in all three ways. Okay. So we will do some applications after maybe we have covered about 5-6 nakshatras. We can do the applications also. So yamasya apabharani apakarshantaha parastat apavahanto avastat. This is from the Taittiriya Brahmana of the Yajurveda, and translations are available. People can pick these books up. Also, the mantras are available for free download in all the languages. You can take them, understand them. Yamasya apabharani apakarshantaha parastat apavahanto avastat. What I have done is, like we did for all the mantras, I have removed the words parastat and avastat and try to accommodate these four important words into four padas. Now, the yamasya is in the first pada, apabharani is in the second pada, apakarshanta is in the third pada, apavahanto is in the fourth pada. If we know the meanings of these words, we will understand what predictions are expected from these things, right? So the first pada, we will talk about it first, yamasya. So Bharani first pada will represent yamasya. That means the god of death, Yama. He's not only the god of the death, he's also the god of Dharma, the god of righteousness, right? Somebody who is very principled, righteous, he will follow his Dharma but will not leave it for any reason. So what can you expect from such people in these times? If you're following too much of dharma, it means the person is famous for setting rules and regulations everywhere. He will talk about this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing. He will keep lecturing about that, or he will keep doing his work constantly. Yama is a person who does not take leave, right? He does not take any leave. He will keep on working all 24 hours. So there is a possibility of wife complaining that this man attends work too much, does not take much care of mine, right? And you can see this pada falls in the Aries in the D1, and in the D9 this falls in Leo. This is between 13 degree 20 minutes to 16 degree 40 minutes, right? It's called as the Nripa Amsha, right? Nripa Amsha. So this is what I am taking from the uh, Nakshatra Chintamani. It's not there in Hindi right now, but it's there in Telugu. It's not there in English as far as I know. I can only see Nakshatra Chintamani in Telugu. Okay. So Nripa means kingly. You see, kingly would not mean having comforts. Okay, don't go by the generic meaning of what a king can mean. In today's times, the meanings have changed a lot. When Parashara was writing these statements, a king would mean he is for the people, right? For him, the people comes first. So this man is sacrificing his life for his people. His people could be any, right? He could be working for his own family, or he could be working for his own people, or he's trying to follow dharma, set rules, and teaching all the people in his kingdom to follow a proper dharma. I mean, go back in time about 5,000 years ago. You would definitely expect that people were living a lot with dharma. There existed no documents then. There were no illegal occupation of lands, etc. Because these things were thought they were unnecessary for them. What they were thinking is they have enough land, they have nothing to do in life. All that they wanted is happily eat, enjoy. Maybe they have a small place where they will keep plowing, sow seeds, get fruits, eat them, sleep. That's it. Nothing very great is expected out of them, right? Today the expectations of people have increased. I will not say this is a bad thing, okay? Because the times have changed, we all have to move forward in life. That is what we are doing. So what we are trying to understand is how this person will stand in today's time, right? So this person is kingly for the people. He will keep working for them, right? His people can change depending on what he is actually thinking as a people, right? He will not tolerate compromises on dharma or righteousness, right? He is goal oriented. He's looking at donating a lot of things, because kings used to donate a lot or help the poor a lot, or the focus of kings was always used to help people who have lost something. Let's suppose a famine came up, okay? There were no rains and the crops were have not come. What the king would do is he would arrange for food, he would arrange for grains from some other kingdom which is close by to him where there were rains. He will buy those grains for them, right? These are those kind of things that you will expect from the Bharani. And this man is completely unbiased. He may reject a few things for his own kids, and he may help the other people who are deserving. If the king finds that his kid is not deserving but somebody else is deserving, he will give that position to him rather than to his own kid. Okay, that is how ideally a king should be, right? This will make judges somebody who is constantly judging people, because Yama is the kind of judge who carries a noose, and based on the kind of deeds that we have done here, he is going to give punishments in the hell, right? That is the Yama. So he keeps making rules for people. He also acts as a role model, right? When we get into the office or something, right? I mean, even if the person is a thief's son, or a person who had a bad conduct and he has a son, he also will think my child should be righteous. he should not be doing bad deeds, right? If he's in a jail or something, still nobody wants his kid to go to a jail doing a bad thing. Instead, if he can earn money following righteous path, the parents will be a lot more happier rather than going off means, right? So this man is a lot theoretical. Why I've used this word theoretical is practically the world runs very differently. But what Yama, or the person like the Dharmaraja is, or the Yudhishthira is the son of Yama. Although the times have become already critical by the time the Mahabharata was happening or the Kurukshetra was happening, Dharmaraja always thought, let me wage the war following a lot of dharma, right? Krishna had to intervene a lot, help Dharmaraja to go off the means here and there, like the Ashwadhama, Hataha, etc. I mean, if you look at the movies or the other places where the usual Yudhishthira is depicted, it will not carry a great respect or anything for us right now. But if you really understand what the essence of whole Mahabharata is, Yudhishthira is the hero, right? And he has stood for the dharma. He has stood always for the righteousness. He never wanted that the Pandava or the Kauravas to be killed or executed. He always wanted peace to be established rather than killing everyone, right? So these are those things. The person would be struggling to make money because he will keep thinking that this may be adharma, this may not be right, so I should not be charging more for the kind of services. Or he will keep having this dharma sankata. I mean, the right word is dharma sankata for people who know Indian languages. For those who do not know, it would mean is he would constantly keep wavering between the righteousness and the falsehood. So the world is running materialistically, but the righteousness would say, no, this is not the right way to do it, right? So this is where the person can be struggling. I have given some examples in the Yama's class or the Bharani's class last time. Please go through them. You will have more insights on this. The person is focused more on the image, fame, than the money, right? Because if you see Leo, the Nakshatras pada in the navamsha falls in Leo, and this is coming from the Aries. Count the houses from Aries to Leo and Leo to Aries. This is a 5/9 relationship, right? So one way it is 5, the other way it is 9. From Aries to Leo is 5 houses. From Leo to Aries is 9 houses. 9 houses would mean 9 is the dharma. If you count 9 again from the 9, you will get 5. So it's again a dharma. So based on the dharma that you are doing, what you are getting is your kids. If the God has to punish you, the best way is to give a kid who is difficult to handle, right? It is a punishment for the parents, right? Not for the kid. What a lot of people think is it's a punishment for the kid, assuming you get an autistic child, or you get some disability in a child wherein the child has to be taken care all through. It's a punishment for the parents. Okay. Now, if anybody has got some kid, I mean, let God forbid, no one should have such kids. I mean, don't beat your head around something, or take this in a negative sense. I'm not trying to say that. When you're trying to learn astrology, all that you need to keep in mind is you have to behave like a maharshi. You have to behave like a rishi. If you don't have that caliber of behaving like a rishi, and if you are emotionally too much moved with every simple thing in life, it is better not to learn astrology, because these are sciences where the person has to keep his foot down and say, look, these are those things, these are those combinations, and that's why these punishments are coming. And if you try to understand what are the reasons for it in today's life or this life, you may not understand it, because they are all coming from the past life. Most of the sins and the punishments come from the past life, right? So I will not bore you guys with talking about past life thing. And because a lot of people in today's world, across the YouTube channels, etc., they are trying to show what the person has done in the past life. I personally dislike it because you cannot prove it. That what you were in the past life, how can I prove it to you? It becomes absolutely difficult. Rather than do a remedy for today's thing is a better thing. rather than beating around the bush and saying, look, this is what you have done in the past life. But anyway, the punishment has already come, right? So constantly working, there is more money, there is more fame than money. The person is looking at staying in isolation. The person is exercising a constant restraint to do something that is materialistic. One can be lust. He's stopping himself from going to other women, right? He's stopping himself from committing sins. Although his mind keeps getting thoughts of doing bad things, he will stop it at the mind's level itself, that let me not do something wrong. If the today what we do gets published in the paper tomorrow, in the newspaper tomorrow, will it be okay for me to look at it and all the other people that live along with me? Will they be comfortable looking at that news if it is published tomorrow, that thing that I am doing today? If this appears to be a bad thing, Yama will not do that thing, right? Okay, so Aries is ruled by Mars and Sun is ruling the Leo. Sun exalts in the Mesha or the Aries, right? So this pada is extremely important for righteousness in 2-3 ways. One is because it's the ninth house from the navamsha house to the D1 chart, D9 to D1, it is 9 houses. 9 houses will represent Dharma. 9 houses will represent Jupiter, the 9th house ruler. 9 houses, the Karaka is also Sun. So it is an Nripamsha, but also a Dharmamsha, where Dharma is absolutely important, right? And this is the Sun is exalted in Mesha, right? In the Aries, Sun is exalted. In the Leo, no planet is exalted, right? The idea of having exaltation or not having exaltation is not to give you good result, bad result, etc. As I have told you previously also, it only says the tattva of the Rashi. It is only going to give you what is the Rashi all about, nothing more than that. Don't be fooled by the planets. The planets are all myth. What you have is only a Rashi, okay? Or what you have is only a nakshatra. Planets are only giving results based on these things, not based on what they stand for. Because graha would mean something that seeks, or something that takes power from, something that extracts power from, right? So because no planet is exalted here, Leo is not a biased sign, okay? Leo is unbiased because no planet exalts here, no planet debilitates here. If a planet exalts, if you understand the tattva of that planet, you will know, oh, this is the same tattva of the Rashi. That is why the planet's exaltation and planet's debilitation is shown. I think I have explained this to you in many classes. That is why I keep saying, don't look at your D1 chart or D9 chart and keep asking questions to astrologers saying, look, I have Sun exalted, Mars exalted, what will happen? Nothing will happen. It is not for individual charts. Okay, in the Aries, Saturn is debilitating and no planet is debilitating in the Leo Navamsha, right? So the not having either debilitation or exaltation in a sign will mean the person is unbiased or the Rashi is unbiased, right? So this person is completely an unbiased fellow. Don't think being unbiased is very good. Unbiased, having an unbiased outlook in today's times is very, very dangerous, because the prime expectation of your children, your wife, etc., is that my father has to help me no matter what I do. Okay. If let's suppose your child, I mean, let it not happen to any of the person. X commits an accident, right? And he's a child of a big person in the place that you are. There are two kinds of fathers. One father is usual father who will say, look, in the Indian context, I'm talking. Okay, he commits an accident, then he will try to manipulate the whole thing. He will show that the accident is not committed by him, but somebody else. the other driver has committed, right? And he will try to play all the tricks so as to save his son. If the father is very unbiased, what happens is this fellow definitely goes to jail, and his father will give a statement that, look, it is my son who has committed this, please put him in the jail. Now, if that is the case, it is very good for the people, but it is very bad for the child himself and the mother of the child or your wife, if it happens to be you, right? So don't think being unbiased is a very good thing, or being biased is a very bad thing. Sometimes it is very bad to have an unbiased outlook. Your children are going to curse you, right? Or, I mean, I have exaggerated the whole thing. It can be a very small thing. He may ask, look, you are so powerful in the country. Why not you recommend me for some job or some seat in the medical college? The father will right away reject him. Look, you are not eligible, so I'm rejecting you. I am the first person to call up the department and tell him, please don't provide him any job. This fellow is not eligible, right? That is how unbiased this person can be, depending on the kind of planets that you have. You have Sun there, you have Jupiter there, you have, you have the ninth lord there. It depends on that, right? Now, fortunate if the dharma is followed. So, what is this person all caring about is, am I righteous or not? Okay. So, and fortune follows at the end of the life, because this is Yama thing. And when you follow dharma, it takes a lot of time for it to reap fruits. Usually, Yama is blessed by the boss. I have explained this in the previous chapter of the whole Bharani thing that we have discussed. So, the Brahma is the boss in one way, or the Rudra is the boss, or the Trimurtis are the boss for him, and they all bless him. They all try to help him out. It's a fatherly boss for him. He constantly helps him. There is high work pressure or very long hours that this man has to put. There will be many people that follow this man. This man could be unmarried, or this man may have no children. Okay. This man could be highly prosperous, or this man could have highly prosperous children as well, because the fifth lord is exalted there, or the Lagna lord, being the fifth lord, gets exalted, right? And the quality control, this person works in quality control, setting up regulations and rules, etc., etc. What one person has to do, SOP. This is what this man is doing. Man is unbiased. The body is very beautiful, large eyes. He's neither too short nor too thin. He's not too fat, not too tall. He's muscular, athletic, attractive, and dark complexioned, right? The axis that operates in the D1 thing is 3-9, right? And then the axis that operates in the D9 is 5-11, right? So I have explained these things in the Ashwini Padas. If you don't know, please go back and read those things. You will understand them. So the Mrityabhagas are 15 degree for Mercury, 14 degree for Rahu. Now, somebody asked me what are those Mrityabhagas, etc. I said we will talk about it maybe in the third class, or the third round of Nakshatras. But I thought, let me explain it here only. You see, Rahu and Mercury will stand for worldliness or earning money by hook or crook. What is Rahu focused on? Earning money by hook or hook. Or what is Mercury focused on? The same thing. Rahu is only an exaggeration of Mercury. Both are caring for worldliness, worldly happiness. And Yama is exactly opposite of it. He is focused on afterlife. This man is focused on afterlife. And in all the books, religious books that you take of any religion, you commit a sin and you go to the afterlife, you are punished there. That is what the afterlife books will say, right? So this person is not focused on worldly things. Okay. That's why these two planets have Mrityabhagas there. Very simple. Okay. The Karma Vipaka is like this. There is a Brahmin called Nilakantha who left his Dharma. This Pada of Bharani, all the Padas will talk about Dharma, right? And also it is a fire sign. So mostly it will talk about the 159 thing. What is the 159? First is self, 5 is the child, 9th is the father. If you are following a proper dharma, your lineage is all right. right? This is the very important trine, the Dharma Trikona, we call it. That is why this is a Dharma thing. And also Yama is a, is a protector of the Dharma, or he stands for Dharma. So this man took money from a Vaishya, widowed woman. Vaishya is very simple. Sun debilitates in this place. What is it? Sun. Where does sun debilitate? It debilitates in the Tula or the Libra, right? So sun debilitates there. That's why it is Vaishya. Vaishya is a Libra thing, and it's a widowed woman because sun debilitates there, and it happens to be the seventh house from the Mesha or the Aries, from where the D1 is coming. So it's a Vaishya, widowed woman. This person has taken away money and he did not pay it back, and he died. He's born as a serpent, he's born as a donkey, and then as a human. There are meanings for each of these things. I'm not trying to explain these things because already I have covered those things in the results. So I'm not explaining how the serpent is going to give the result or how the donkey is going to give the result. That I have already covered. If you know what they are, then very good. Otherwise, maybe if time permits, maybe one day I will definitely teach those things. He was born again rich, but did not have children. And for a long time, a Vaishya woman in the previous birth was born to him after a long delay. And this girl has also had a marriage, but the husband is short lived, and she also was rendered childless. And then the mantra that you have to do is Trayambakam Yajamahe, right? Everybody knows this mantra. It's in the Rudra Namaka Chamakam. You can, it's like the Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Anybody who knows Rudram, everybody can talk about this. Do this mantra for 1 lakh times. Offer prasad to Shiva with kheer and sugar. Kheer with sugar. You can construct wells. Today's time, it is too difficult to construct wells, and nobody is using wells at all. The other way that you can do is, offering water to quench the thirst of people. In India, it's a common practice during the summer. People offer water freely to those people who are waiting at the bus stops, etc., in the hot sun. The Navadurga is Skandamata. Skandamata is, you can see the depiction here. This is exactly how she looks. She has a child on her lap. She's sitting on a throne, and the throne is the lion's throne. So it is more about the power, the position, and the children, raising their children. And she's carrying 2 lotuses, which would mean prosperity and money, right? This is the mantra. You can read this mantra. Simhasana gata nityam padmasrita karadvaya shubhadastu sada devi skandamata yashaswini. I'm reading it once again here. Sorry for the mistake here. It should be shubha, like the shubha. Okay, it's subha here. It's a typographical error. Simhasana gata nityam padmashrita karadvaya shubhadastu sada devi skandamata yashaswini. You can see this here. Yashaswini would mean something that brings in fame, right? So the person is focused on the fame, okay? And the person is focused on Padma Shrita Karadvaya. Karadvaya means 2 hands. 2 hands have Padma, right? And Simhasana Gata, that means she's always sitting on a throne. So these are those things that you need to look at in case of the first pada of the Bharani Nakshatra. Let us talk about the second pada of the Bharani Nakshatra. The word for it is Apabharani. We've talked about this Apabharani in length in the Bharani first part. You can please go through it. See, Apabharani. Apa means water, right? These are the 5 elements. There are 5 elements which the whole universe is made up of, apart from the black matter or the dark matter, right? That is called as Chaya, right? Chaya is the dark matter from where the Saturn has come out. And in the very olden times, when the earth was just forming, we only had the Martanda. Martanda is the huge big ball. We've talked about all these things in the Bharani Nakshatra, right? Martanda and Chaya were the parents of Saturn, in which, Bharani Nakshatra is the Nakshatra of Saturn, in which Saturn was born, right? Apa Bharani means Apa. Prithivir, Apas, Tejo, Vayur, Akashaha. These are the 5 elements, right? Of which after the Prithvi or the land, it is the water, right? You have land and then you have water. So water is stored, right? Bharani is, a pot or some container which is closed and that has water inside. The first thing that should come to your mind is the womb of the mother in which we lived for 9 months, right? That is the Apabharani. Now, in the Apabharani, it's very cramped up. We don't have room. Much room is not there in the Apabharani. We will be cramped up for room. And we are so much under pressure, right? Because there is water all around. You are swimming in the water. You are going all directions. You are controlled by your mother. If you're hungry, if your mother eats, you get food. No way you can get food, right? And you're handicapped in a sense. I mean, you have to apply all these when you're out. I mean, to say these are all the predictions that you can apply for the person. The person is handicapped would not mean he doesn't have legs or hands. Sometimes he has everything physically, but the person is under tremendous pressure that most of the things he is performing or doing because he's under the pressure to do it, right? That is one more thing. Probably in the Telugu class, I forgot to say a lot of things. So whoever is listening here, you will get very different things from here. Also, please look at the Telugu class as well. A lot of things I have covered there too. For those who do not understand Telugu, apologize. When we are doing the examples, or if you listen to this class once again, a lot of things will be covered. Okay. So the amsha is called as the napunsaka amsha. Again, as I say, do not go by the word. Do not think this is a eunuch or a transgender. Napunsaka would mean a combination of both the male and the female, right? Because if you look at the early Rudra, he's the Ardhanarishwara, right? He has both the Parvati and the Shiva were one, right? Because the amoeba was one and it was a unicellular thing. That is what the Shiva or the Parvati is. Okay, it's not the human form that we look at. If you're very biologically driven or if you're very scientifically driven, the amoeba is the thing. So Apabharani means holding a lot of emotions because it's water and emotionally driven person. The Napunsaka Amsha would say, and as I say, even in the Ashwini third pada as well, we've talked about this term, the low sex drive, because of the conjunction of Mars and the Mercury. When a planet moves from Aries to Gemini or Aries to Virgo, one is ruled by Mars and the other one is ruled by Mercury. So one represents the whole masculinity, and Mercury is exactly opposite of Mars. Doesn't like what Mars does. Both represents the third house, right? So Mars is masculinity and Mercury wants to beat it. Okay. So that is why the Napunsaka Amsha has come. However, it doesn't really mean what, it doesn't exactly mean it is a eunuch or a transgender, not necessarily. Okay. Unless the planet itself is like you have Mercury Mars conjunction there, exactly on the same degree, in the same Bharani of the second pada, and also the Lagna or the seventh house is connected. I think we have talked about all these things for having the LBGTQ, etc. in the Ashwini third pada, right? So same things apply here. But not merely looking at one planet, you decide if it's a lesbian gay thing. Okay, don't go by that. Okay, low sex drive can be a possibility, or the person is or the partner is having issues of uterus, right? Because it's the apabharani, that means the water inside the uterus. This is what we are talking about, or the menstrual fluids, or the usual discharges that the women have, the white thing or the red thing during the menstrual cycles. These are or the urinary tract infections, wherein the problems of female reproductive system Such things can also be there. Uh, Forcing the person not to have sexual activities very often. Okay. And the other thing is the person is miserly because uh, it's a navamsha where the Mercury is exalting, right? Mercury is a kid, or is an adolescent, right? Um, you give kid anything, right? And you go back and ask him, please give me back that. He would not give it to you. He would say, this is mine. He will not give it to you, right? This is a miserly thing. And the matured person, anybody who has crossed 65, 70, you ask him anything, usually, right? I mean, you cannot generalize this. However, the expectation is the person will give it away easily because he knows that, look, anyway, I'm going to leave the world very soon. What would I do with this? Please take it away, right? That's why most of the elderly people write will in the name of their kids and keep it preserved of all the money that they have, right? Or the inheritance that the children have to get in the old age, not in a very young age. In a young age, the person is focused about himself. And that's why, because the Mercury exalts here in the Navamsha, so Parashara is talking about the Rashis only in the Navamsha, not in the D1. Okay. So, I mean, although he talks plainly just the Rashis, but I suppose that these are all about the Navamsha. Right? The person can have uterus issues, or the wife has uterus issues. There can be unplanned children. The people were not ready for having children, but accidentally they have children, right? Because I can give you an example where a family planning operation was done, and the operation failed after what you can say, maybe 10 years or 12 years, and they got another kid, right? Or maybe the female got pregnant, right? This can be one thing. Or there can be exactly opposite of it. There are fertility issues, or there is an unnecessary worry thing, right? Because the person feels constantly pressurized, cramped up. I mean, go if you are a scuba diver or underwater diver, etc. Go under the water and feel the pressure, the kind of hydrostatic pressure that you will have when you are underwater. It's too much, right? All right. So this person is easily hurt, right? You have water over his head. I mean, this is what usually in the colloquial Telugu we call it. This lady has a water pot over her head. It means you try to criticize her by a single word, she's gonna cry, right? She cannot take criticism, or he cannot take criticism, right? And the napunsaka, or the word, the real meaning of the napunsaka comes here now, is that the man, if the man has it, if this represents a man, the man cannot fight, because usually men are expected to fight when they are facing a problem, and women are usually expected to stay calm. That is how the body or the whole concept is designed. But the woman tries to talk too much, or is quarrelsome. This especially happens with neighbors and kith and kin, who are like the first cousins or the second cousins, right? That is represented by Mercury, and Mars. So Mars is anger, Mercury is the cousins, or Mercury is the kith and kin, Mercury is the neighbor, right? So you have all this together. I'll give you a simple example. In an Indian context, let's suppose something happens and the neighbor comes up and says, look, why did you park your car here? I'm not able to take my car out. And he unnecessarily goes on for 5 minutes. If this happens to be a man, the man would say, I'm very sorry, sir. It's fine. So let me remove it, sir. Please, sir. This, sir, that, sir. If it happens to be a woman, the woman is going to jump in the air, and before this man utters 2 words, the neighbor utters 2 words, this lady is going to give it back like 10 words to him, right? So that is how it is. And issues to mother, or issues with mother, right? Or mother is facing issues while she's having menopause, uterus removal, issues with the uterus, UTI, or the urinary tract infection issues, all that stuff. Or you can also have issues with legs and walking, okay? Because Bharani also represents legs. right? That's the last nakshatra. So it represents legs. So if this gets connected to the legs that represent the 12th house, etc., there can be issues with the legs as well. Okay, the person is not able to walk. It also gives a dutiful wife, right? Dutiful wife, or because you see, in the seventh lord gets debilitated here. The seventh lord from the Aries is Venus. He's getting debilitated here. It is a dutiful wife, or the wife also has some issues of this uterus, etc., that I have just explained, or the menstrual cycle issues, right? Look at the exaltation things. Sun is exalted there in the Aries, and Mercury is exalted here. Saturn is debilitated there. Venus is debilitated here, right? I've given all those results already here. Okay, what do they mean, and how I'm deciphering them? Please go back and read it from there. They're not going to come overnight. Okay, it will take some time. Challenges. Rise follows on facing them, because see, it's a 6 and 8 relationship. When you count 6 houses from Aries, you get the Virgo. When you count 8 houses from the Virgo, you get the Aries, right? So it's a 6 and 8 thing, which is not a very good navamsha. However, you have, let us suppose you're born in a poor family. The expectation is, I mean, in today's times, the poor are expected to do well, especially in countries like India, where we are trying to develop ourselves, and the inflation is always shooting up. It is not those olden days wherein you don't know much, don't do much, but still you can survive. But no, in these days, if you don't do much, it's very difficult. So the expectation is, if you have this kind of a combination, it is very good for a poor person, because if you struggle, at least you will get the result, right? It is good to have these combinations. I mean, do not go by simple things like, there is a 6 combination, there is an 8 combination, this is bad, that is good. No, it will not work like that. If you are in poor conditions, if you are struggling, it is very good, right? Why are you struggling? You are poor and you want to improve your social status. You are struggling for it. It's a good thing. Why are you thinking it is a bad thing? On the other hand, on the reverse of it, if you're a very well established man and you have the 6-8 combination, that is going to bring you down, right? That is how you have to look at things, not generalizing and saying, oh, 6-8 is bad, 2-8 is good. This is all nonsense. Don't do like that. Okay. The person is, the mother is uncaring or emotional, right? See, it's very simple. Look at the mother as moon. Try to put moon in the Martian sign and moon in the Mercurian sign. Mercury doesn't like the moon. Moon gets debilitated in the Martian sign. So there is some problem with the mother, right? This is what you will understand. Reproductive issues to spouse, right? And is a miserly person. The boss will help. There is good money. So the difference between the first and the second padas is the money is important here, being a Mercurian sign, not the fame. The person is focused on money making. It's not wrong. Okay. Don't think fame is good, money is bad. I mean, these are all, don't go by binary understandings. Okay. So well proportioned body, because it's a Virgo, the person is constantly having, I will not say constantly, but during the Middle Ages, the person will look very, very beautiful, or he will look a little younger than what his real age is, right? He is on the taller side because Virgo is a little taller, okay, little taller, attractive, young looking face, is a little grayish, but is very attractive. If it is a man's thing, he will look a little womanly. If it's a woman's horoscope, she will look a little manly, right? That's the Napunsaka thing that you have to add up there. Now the axis is in 2-8 for D1. Axis is in 6-11 for D9. Don't worry, I have given the results, all of them at the start itself. Now the degrees of Mrityu Bhaga are Mars and Jupiter. See, Mars and Jupiter are representing the masculine nature. Complete masculine nature is represented by Mars, augmented by Jupiter. These two will stand for masculinity, right? They don't have a single % of women thing in them. You may still say, okay, Sun is also the same thing. I don't deny, but Sun has the MB in the Mrityubhaga in the just next degree, or the 20th degree, which also actually falls on this side only, but I have kept it on the other side. Okay. Actually, the debilitation for Saturn also happens here. Because if it is 20th degree, it means it is the 19th onwards till 20th degree, which falls here, right? So the danger part lies in Bharani on the exact 20th degree. This can be a danger part, or this can be a very good part, depending on the dharma of the person and the past life of the person. The person can be absolutely blessed with riches, money, comfort, and everything right from childhood if the person has very good deeds in the past life. The person has some or the other issue that can crop up depending on the combinations, etc. Especially when you have any planet between the 19 and the 20 range. Okay, this is one of the difficult places to deal things. Okay, because it's Yama, so you don't know where from the punishment is coming. So you have planets here. We advise people to be careful about that particular house so that they don't have bad things being carried forward. Okay. The Yogatara also happens to be 20 degree. That's why I'm saying Yogatara would mean that brings in prosperity. So it can bring in prosperity or it can bring you down. So these two are masculine planets. So the masculinity is what is challenging here in this. Okay. So because it is a Napunsaka or in other words, Mars is the person who would always like to fight, right? Jupiter is the person who would always want to, preserve his masculinity, right? All right. So Karma Vipaka, the Karma Vipaka, we have a Brahmin became a thief, right? So and neglected his duties and was an alcoholic, right? And his wife was dutiful to her husband. The Brahmin spoke harshly and denied food to a beggar, and the beggar died of despair. Because of the wife's chastity, the Brahman has reached the Satyaloka and was born as a human. He never reached hell. Okay, just read this. He reached Satyaloka where Yama is not present. Okay, and he was born as human. Why I'm giving you this tidbits is you can go back and try to think what was actually happening. He was deprived of children and he suffered from leprosy. Leprosy is something related to the skin, right? So it is the Mars and the Mercury. Mercury is the skin, and Mars is a planet which troubles the Mercury. That is how you have to use results. It's not that you will see Mars and Mars is aspecting Mercury. That is why you have leprosy. It will not work like that. Okay. Deprived of children or leprosy. These are also, indicative. These are also profound. Don't think, okay, if somebody gets leprosy, you will have only this combination. Okay, please. Okay, so, spoke harshly, denied food. You can see the Mercury, okay, Mercury and Mars. Both do not like the moon. Moon stands for food, right? And moon stands for the second house where it is exalted. Talking very sweetly is moon. A person who has a very good moon talks very, very sweetly, right? Because look, what is he focused at? Swakarya. That means something, I should get my job done. So let me talk sweetly, right? People who are not looking at getting their job done, they only will talk harshly, right? So also, if you have enough money, right, because this is a blessed sign, this is going to give you money, so the person will have more money because it's the Virgo sign. Virgo is focused more on the money, and the person is constantly working to make money, right? However, he is under tremendous pressure to make money. That's a different thing. Hope you're able to follow. I know something still will be there, but you can eventually get it. So the mantra is do Gayatri mantra for 1 lakh times, feed 100 Brahmins. See, there are some remedies which will look like, feeding 100 Brahmins. It will cost me a fortune. There are Tatsama remedies. That means, see, we have all celebrated the Ganesha Chaturthi very recently. when Ganesha and Kartikeya were to be given the ruler of the Ganas, Ganadhipatya, right? Because Ganapati is the Ganadhipati. It was actually a position. So when this position was to be offered, these two people stood up and said, "Look, we both are eligible." So Shiva gave them a test and said, "Whoever would come would circle the whole world for 3 times can come back and have the Ganadhipatya." Ganapati was depressed. He said, "Look, how can I go there? My brother has already left. Kartikeya has left. He's got a peacock, and I have got a rat, and I'm an elephant kind of a person. How can I sit over a rat and go?" So he said, "Look, do a pradakshina to your parents. That's it. Your parents are your world." So tat sama. That means if your task of this, I mean, this is also a profound thing. So in the Dharma Shastra, there are equivalents of doing this ritual, wherein the phalita or the result will be equated to feeding 100 Brahmins. Okay, there are these kind of shastras that exists. Okay, like the Niti Shastras, right? You can say Garga Samhita, you can say Shukra Niti. There are so many things which talk about these things. I'm not giving these remedies, but if you are interested in doing Vedic remedies, a lot of information will be available in these Samhitas. Even Parashara wrote a Samhita. There is also Yajnavalka Samhita. There are so many. Yajnavalka Samhita, Garga Samhita, these are suitable for today's era. So that if you are interested in doing those things, please go and do. But the problem with these remedies is even if it is a small remedy, let's suppose somebody asks you to plant a particular species of a plant, right? Then it becomes absolutely difficult for you to find it, right? So even so, such remedies may also become difficult for the availability issue. Otherwise, in olden days, they were available very easily, free of cost. A person can plant a couple of plants that represent it, and then the phalita or the result of feeding 100 Brahmins would have come. Remedies, again, same thing. Because see, this Bharani is all about water, and Bharani is all about emotions. So giving water to people who are thirsty is an important remedy. These things can still be, done, because constructing wells is it's obsolete now. Nobody uses wells anymore. So try to quench the thirst of people who are waiting at the bus stops. Katyayani. This is an important deity, the sixth Navadurga. The sixth Navadurga, as we see, is holding a knife called as the Chandrahasa. This knife, or this thing, right? Sword, rather, not the knife. This sword is the Chandrahasa. And she is holding arms to defeat enemies. Okay. And she's sitting on a tiger, right? The tiger represents, like the lion represents the throne, somebody who is a kingly thing and not moving, right? Because the lion does not move. The lioness gets food for the lion. The lion doesn't move much unless there is a very big prey. That is when the lion comes out. Otherwise, the lionesses will bring food for the lion, right? And there is always a meaning inside everything. If you just understand, try to connect everything, you will get the understanding. The tiger is meant to go faster. I mean, tigers and cheetahs are used interchangeably in India. So you can, because cheetah is not used in the Vedic thing usually. Some Devi itself, I have seen a couple of Devis to be on cheetahs. I do not know the names right now. But tiger would represent speed. Tiger would represent struggle. Tiger would represent war. Okay, this is what is the whole depiction is all about. She's carrying arms. There is one Sudarshana Chakra, one Chandrahasa, this word, and the Trishula, right? So the mantra is like this: Chandrahaso Jwalakara Shardula Varavahana Katyayani Shubham Dadyat Devi Danava Ghatini. You can see Danava. Danava means the Rakshasa or the enemy, right? For common people like us, it is the enemy. Ghatini means killing the enemies or overcoming the enemies. This is the focus of the sixth pada. Chandrahasa Jwalakara. As I said, Chandrahasa is this word. She's using it. Shardula Varvahana. Shardula is the tiger. Varvahana. Vahana means the vehicle. She's riding the tiger, trying to go as fast as possible and kill all the enemies as fast as possible. Katyayani Shubham Dadyat Devi. Right? Please give me the Shubham. So we have understood what Katyayani is. There's a lot of story as well. The Katyayana Maharshi is also there. She is the daughter of him. Please go through such stories. You will also get a lot of understanding of why Katyayani has really come, etc. They all will help. One is to understand the deity and why is the deity established. First thing. I mean, our people are so intelligent. The rishis were so intelligent. So they made these deities for you to be prepared for all these things. Okay. Okay, Apakarshantah. This is another word very interesting. You all must have heard, if you're an Indian, Akarsha. Akarsha is attraction, right? Apakarsha is getting attracted to a wrong thing, right? Or not focusing on something which is absolutely essential, but focusing on something which is unnecessary or unessential right now, or not fit for purpose solution. Not fit for purpose solution. So the person is Abhaya Amsha is the name of the Amsha. Don't be fooled by the name. Okay, the name says Abhaya, that means, oh, it's a very good thing. No, Abhaya is a person who is not worried about anything. Bhaya means, feared. A person who is very feared is Abhaya. Abhaya is unfearful or who is not afraid. See, sometimes it is important to be afraid. If you are unafraid of anything, it means that either you're very irresponsible or you are not focused on the outcome of what is going to happen. You are just living your life and you have no clue of what is going to happen tomorrow. Or the person is rather being fooled by other people and he is not able to understand that he is constantly being fooled, right? So all these are Abhaya. Unafraid. The person is deviated from the path. There are issues of opposite sex. Okay, Apakarshantaha means the person is married. It is expected that he remains a devout husband. He goes to office, unnecessarily falls in love with somebody else, right? He doesn't expect that he's going to fall in love, right? But somehow he gets attracted to some other lady and he falls in love and he deviates from the path, right? It is very difficult to start an affair in this nakshatra, right? Because it's the Bharani nakshatra. It is very difficult to start one. But if there is one, it's very, very extreme, right? Because he's already crossed that thing and he felt that, okay, let me do this once. And I see that no sin has come in because there is no punishment that came into me. So let me keep doing it once again. And he keeps doing it. But this is very, very, very rare, right? Or he only will have attraction and unexpressed love towards somebody in the office. He keeps thinking about her, wastes a lot of time. Or the person goes to the office, he is very attracted to alcohol, or he's very attracted to a movie, or he's very attracted to spending time with friends, hanging out with friends, etc. Gappe marna, right? And not focused on the real work. Or somehow he is deviated from what has to be done, or somebody is fooling him up, and the work is like that. I mean, do not think this can happen for small people. This can happen for very big people like politicians. I'll give you an example of a politician. A politician who was constantly fooled by one of his very close aides. The close aide kept on telling him, look, you will win the election, you will win the election, you will win the election. And ultimately he did not win the election. Not only that, but he lost the election by a big margin, right? Because the ground reality was not checked by the man himself, but the close aide of him kept on feeding him and he relied on that feedback. He did not bother to check what is really happening on the field. So this politician failed. I'm just giving you an example. I don't know who he is. This is what will happen, is what I'm saying. Okay. And if there is a report that comes up from somebody else, he will ignore it. No, no, my very close aide has told me I'm going to win. Although this is a right feedback, let me not take it because I'm unafraid. I'm an unafraid person. I'm a foolish person. Okay, this is how the things are. He's very interested in doing wrong things or not fit for purpose things he is doing in life. There are issues of uterus, either to the mother or the wife, or whoever connects there. Okay, if it's a fourth house, seventh house, self, all that, right? Depending on that, you have to see. And deaths and failures will change life. This is an important thing because see, the seventh house and the second house are the Maraka sthanas. I think everybody knows these terms, Maraka sthanas. Interestingly, Venus rules them. I mean, how come Venus is such a good planet? How can he be a Maraka? Right? A lot of people will have a will have a question like this. See, Venus is the sperm, right? Everybody understands Venus is the sperm. We will be released from our father through the sperm thing. So unless we are dead, how can we be coming through our father, right? You have to die first, then you'll come out as a sperm. So that is why Venus is ruling the second and the seventh houses, right? So the seventh house represents the death, and especially when the two planets of the Mars and the Venus, these things are representing in the navamsha. This is a Gandanta thing, right? We call this as a Gandanta thing, or the end and the start thing. So something ends and something starts. This is a combination of Mars and the Venus. So either you have these planets together in the D9 chart, or you have a planet that is positioned in the D1 chart in the Martian sign and gets into a Venusian sign in the Navamsha. That's also a Gandanta thing, wherein somebody dies and something happens in your life. I'll give you two examples. One example is a person, a person's father dies. In 6 months, this man gets a job, okay, and he travels to another place, settles there, gets his mother and sister to that place. At one point in time, while the father was alive, these were very poor people. Today, they are very rich people, and the death has actually triggered the event of prosperity. The reverse is the father was a very. Oops. Are we there? Yeah, sorry. Okay. The reverse is the father is a very prosperous person. The father died, and the child got into unnecessary attractions of women, alcohol, and all that stuff. The father was holding like 2, 3 businesses. The close aides were taking care of all of them. Nobody took care of anything, and ultimately all the businesses failed, and the person ran into debts in about 1 to 2 years of time. Right? Both the things are possible, right? And it's also blessed with comforts, right? The person gets comforts somehow by the blessing, right? Because of the seventh house thing, it is the seventh and the seventh house thing. So even though the person has made losses, etc., he would still get some or the other way. He will keep getting money and he will keep running. Or there are other people to feed him, so he doesn't bother much what is happening around him. Okay. So it is both good and bad. It depends on the kind of person he is and things like that. Okay. So the sun is exalting here in the D1. Saturn is debilitating there. The Saturn is exalting here and the sun is debilitating there. You can see the kind of relationship Saturn and sun have. It's about the lineage thing. Saturn doesn't like the lineage, or Saturn doesn't like the hierarchy thing, or Saturn doesn't like the monarchy thing. So he rejected Sun's chair and said, "Look, I will never sit as a king after you. You take care of your king thing, or maybe give it to somebody else. I will follow a democracy, and I will go away from you. I do not like you much." So fooled by loved ones, life changes due to deaths, or life changes due to change in a place. Okay, sometimes death may not be visible. The Venus can also represent the fourth house thing. So it's a change in a place, and that's why there is a prosperity. Change in a place, and that's why there is a fall in the life. Both can be possible. And relationships can be strained with mother. They may be having issues of children because the fifth lord debilitates here in this pada, right? Children issues are there, and all through the Bharani you may have children issues or subordinate issues, if not, right? If you don't have issues of children, subordinate issues are there, or you don't have male children, right? You have only female children. Wasting valuable time. Even then, the boss is constantly supporting. There are attractions at workplace, either expressed, unexpressed, depending on the combinations, delaying all the important things, marrying cousins. And in South India or in some religions it's okay to marry cousins. I mean, do not see anything in bad light, please, okay? Because I personally dislike people who see anything in bad light or taboo, etc., because culture is different from place to place. You can't be commenting on what is accepted as a social norm, can be a taboo in another place. So don't confuse yourself with those things. At some places it is accepted, okay? In South India and in some religions or some castes across the world, people marry cousins. That's acceptable for them, that's it. You as an astrologer should not be corrupting your mind, okay? Please keep your mind as clean like a slate. That is when you can be, I mean, don't try to be a judge. Try to give only a prediction. Don't be judging. I see a lot of, because I talk to a lot of people across so many places, and especially, I mean, don't take any offense, especially on the northern side, people of the Indian context, I'm saying, a lot of people think, oh, marrying cousins, oh, what is this taboo, this, that. That's accepted socially here. So nowadays, people don't marry that much, but it still prevails. It's still there. It's not completely eradicated. It's still there. Fooled by misinforming, stepmother issues, and all that stuff, right? Let's look at the bodily characteristics. They have attractive, large eyes, lustrous body, whitish gray complexion, and little on the fatter side, but they're still attractive. I can't say they're very plumpy or too much of the fat, but they'll still be very attractive despite being a little on the fatter side. They are not very short, but they will not be too tall as well. They will be like the short medium height thing. But they will not look very short, right? The axis is 1-7, and the axis is 1-7 once again in the D9. So this is also the Pushkaramsha. So Pushkaramsha, somebody has asked last time, it is mostly for the moon thing, useful for the Muhurtas, but Pushkaramsha moon or Pushkaramsha thing is usually good for a position of a planet, is what Parashara felt. It is good to have planets in the Pushkaramsha. I don't deny, but don't go by generic statements. They can be very, very misleading. No position is very good. No position is very bad. Please to stick to this line. Okay, that will help you a lot during your presentation, during your predictions. So these two, as I said, should go into the previous thing, but the debilitation for Saturn happens. Saturn is a big planet, right? It's a bulky planet. So you can say the third pada, second pada, both can be influenced by Saturn. Okay, and 20 degree is the Mrityu Bhaga for Sun. It's because it's talking about the lineage. Okay, Sun, Saturn, Sun, this thing is all lineage thing. A Karma Vipak Samhita, the wealthy merchant near Kashi. Why merchant? It's because it's the Libra, it's a merchant near Kashi, was trading jaggery and grain. He foolishly overloaded his truck or his bullock cart, right? That he was using bulls to draw his cart, and that cart was overloaded with the grain and the stuff that he was transporting, and he was earning money through it. And the bull died because of the constant overload that it was carrying. But because he died in Kashi, right? So that's why I'm saying. So the thing is, it highlights the place where he is dead. So it can indicate death or place, both. Right? This is how you have to actually decipher things. They had no sons and only daughters, right? Because the fifth lord is debilitated from the Mesha. If you look at the current Lagna is Libra, and the planet is coming from the Aries. So fifth lord is Sun, and it debilitates here. right? So there can be issues with children, or there are no children, or there are only female children. All these can be possible. Okay, Apavahanto. Apavahanto, I was looking at this man, what is that, the scientific thing, he will keep saying degrays or something. I don't remember his name correctly. So, Tyson degrays, I believe. He keeps talking about the planets and the science mostly. I'm a little fascinated towards those things. So I keep watching him sometimes, whenever.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes, thank you for the name. So this man was explaining about the relative humidity. Okay, first let me explain it to you. These are two words. Probably I have given only one side of the meaning of the Apavahanto in the previous class, but there are two meanings for this. Apavahanto is apa is the water, and vaham would mean or vahantam would mean air. Air is directed by water. I mean, water is directed by air. Okay. It will look very strange for you, but I was just coming across this video suddenly about the last week. I don't know how it came up. It suddenly came up. And he was talking about the relative humidity. If you look at the places of the seashores, the dry clouds are carrying air, which have got higher temperature, are going to pull the water. If you have higher temperature and if there is air, the water is going to get pulled up, right? And if it's a cooler place, the water is going to get released through the air, right? So you understand now how these people knew this. Water was pulled by air. Apa vahantu, right? So water is being pulled by air. This is one understanding of it. Or air would mean creativity. Air would mean invisible thing, something that is happening underground. You do not know why the water is moving, how the water is moving. Is the water visible while it is becoming an water vapor and forms a cloud? No, it is not visible. Till the rain, as the rain it comes down, we do not know where from the water is coming. A lot of people thought it rained from the heavens till very recently, about 100 years ago. Till then, people were thinking the rains used to be from the heaven, but the rain actually is coming from the earth only. The water that is available here is going to get dried up, and it is only raining here, right? Everybody knows this. So, apavahanto is emotional issues once again. So, it is water, and the amsha is papa amsha. It's very simple to remember these things, Papa Amshas, because wherever the planets that are ruling, the D1 and the D9 are by the Mars and the Saturn. Right now, in this case, the planet is in the Aries in the D1, it is in the Scorpio in the D9. Both the cases, it is ruled by Mars, which is a Papa Graha. Right? That is why it is called as Papa Amsha. Very simple. Parashara also said it is not good to have planets in Papa Amshas. What does it mean? Is it is not good does not mean don't go to money. Okay, it is a very good thing for money. Okay, don't think good or bad is for money. Okay, every prediction people are thinking, oh, it's bad in the sense it takes my money away. Please don't think like that. Parashara did not bother for money. Okay, so it is about the deeds that happen around you. See, these are emotional issues that you can expect from from the Scorpio especially. Scorpio is cruelty in the navamsha. If you have listened to this man, Visti Larsen, he will say that Scorpio is cruelty and Aquarius is a loss. Very simple. He'll only use two words. One is cruelty, the other one is loss. It took me like although I was a student of astrology for 20 years, it took me like maybe a year's time to really understand what Scorpio and Aquarius is, especially in the Navamsha. Do not think D1 significations of the Rashi will work in Navamsha, none of them will work. Okay, that is why I'm trying to give you one by one, one by one, one by one. It will take a lot of time. Please be patient. Okay, so cruelty. The person is facing cruelty. One is he could have a stepmother, right? The fourth lord of the D1 debilitates here, right? Or he has issues due to mother. The mother is constantly torturing him, or the mother died off suddenly in an accident and the person is crying, right? This can also be shown here. Or the person is constantly facing cruelty from people. See, cruelty does not mean, you are caged or you are. Cruelty can be so many things. Throwing. क्या ताने मारने को क्या बोलते हैं इंग्लिश में? What is that thing? ताने मारना.
Splashing water.
अरे यार ताने मारना यार लोगों को.
Criticism?
हैं?
पानी मारना बोला ना सर?
पानी नहीं ताने ताने देना.
अच्छा.
अरे यार
Criticism or teasing?
not teasing the right. I don't know the right word. I
Bullying,
mean,
sir.
Criticism?
I don't know. I'm so.
Chastise होगा. Chastise.
Huh?
Chastise.
Chastise.
I think so.
Sir, bullying, sir.
Huh?
Is it bullying?
Yes, bullying. Thank you. Bullying is the right word. So somebody constantly bullies the person, right? Or what was that that I have used in the previous? Give me one second. So that the person will be, having this despair thing.
Sir, got it. It's taunt.
Taunt. Thank you. Tane, taunt marna. Right. Taunt. Thank you. Taunt. Bullying or taunt. Right. Thank you for the word. So taunting constantly, so that, criticizing the person. Not pulling leg, I will say taunt is the right word. Okay. Constantly doing that. So cruelty, this person can be doing it or he's facing it, right? Same thing, fertility issues, family planning problems. Like I said, the person has did not plan for a baby, but the baby has come, right? Accidentally. Cunning or fooled, once again, emotional issues, life-changing turning points, misfortunes or fortunes. Why fortunes come up? Because it's the 1/8 combination. It can be misfortune or it can be a fortune, both. Contractual jobs, issue with the jobs, because Mars gets directional strength in the 10th house. So both are Martian things. There is some emotional turmoil in this. Either the person is facing or the planet placed here is facing, right? Self or the planet placed here. Issues with mother or issues to mother, alcoholism, mental issues, right? These are those things that you can see here. It's a Mars ruled thing. Again, it's an 8-6 combination. It's Sun and Nun, Saturn and Moon. So Sun is exalted here in the D1. In the D9, no planet is exalted on one side. Saturn is exalted and then Moon is debilitated, right? So in Scorpio, no planet is
Saturn
exalted.
will exalt.
In Scorpio, no planet is exalted. And the Saturn is debilitated and Moon is debilitated. Thank you for correcting. So life changes due to deaths once again because it's the 8th thing, or city changes once again because it's the 4th lord getting debilitated, or life changes due to mother actually influencing the person so much, or too much pushy. Mother keeps saying, why are you going out to play? It's the time to study. So the person takes it like a cruelty, right? Although the mother may be watchful or mindful of the fact that, look, I'm a mother, so I have to take care of him. I'm not saying anything wrong, but why the child is getting offended because of this, right? Issues for children, place changes, transformation in life, changes in job, contractual jobs. These are those things. Thin and medium body, muscular, medium tall, grayish complexion, long hands, And axis is D1 is 2-8, axis in D9 is 6-12. So 26 degree Mrityu Bhaga for Venus. Venus represents the vehicles, Venus represents fertility, Venus represents comforts, Venus relations, and Venus also represents the mother during the day, right? So all these things have some or the other issues: vehicles, fertility, comforts, relations. So that's why I said cruelty. Cruelty, accidents are also shown by fourth pada of Bharani. So Karma Vipaka shows Loka Sharma left Brahmanical duties, right? And he became a hunter. He killed the animals cruelly for pleasure. Okay, there is one thing which everybody has to understand. Okay, hunter. This is moon getting debilitated. So moon is food and the person has become a hunter, right? He killed animals cruelly for pleasure. Killing animals is not forbidden. You can kill any animal, but it should be a food, right? Otherwise, it becomes cruelty because you like playing with the life of them, which is not a good thing. The wife was angry, corrupt, and unstable, right? Because it's a Martian sign, and moreover, it's a cruel sign. And Venus doesn't share very great relationship with the Mars. They are equals actually. So, and then he and his wife died wandering here and there. Okay, they were the guy was cruel and he was constantly hunting because the animals will one day they'll vanish and they have to go like nomads to another place to find more animals. That's why these people were wandering, right? They fell into hell and they were born as pig, cat, vulture, and then human. You have to understand the number of animals that they are taking shape in is the more is the karma, right? So the past life sins are that high. There's nothing very rocket science in this. Okay. And they suffered fevers and death of children at birth, right? That's because the fifth lord sun gets into the eighth house, which is not a comfortable house for him. Although people think, oh, it's a Martian house, it's a friendly house. No, it's not like that. Sun doesn't like the eighth house because it shows the setting of sun or the night sun. The mantra is the Santan Gopala mantra for a lakh times. The prasad is 100 Brahmins feeding of him, constructing wells or ponds. I've not explained this Kalratri, right? Let me explain this Kalratri of this of the third pada. The Kalratri is like this. The Kalratri is Ekaveni Janak Japakarna Purna Nagna Kharastita Lambhoshti Karnika Karni Tailyabhyakta Sharirini Vamapadollasollaho Lata Kantaka Bhushana Vardhana Murdha Dhwaja Krishna Kalaratri Bhayankari. Okay. Start from here, the Bhayankari. The word is Bhayankari. You can see this lady here. This is also a Devi on the 8th day, on the 7th day, sorry. This is the third pada of the Bharani, 7th day. So she's sitting on a donkey. And I mean, this man has explained it well. You can go and see the Shubha Malokte. And she is wearing the kankanas of kantakas. Kantakas means the thorny creepers she's wearing as anklets and bracelets. And she's nude completely. She's not wearing any clothes. And she's on a donkey, and she has taken a lot of oil on. She has smeared black grayish oil, like the grease thing, all over her body. And she is laughing, and she is wearing a single veni. That means the braid is only one. Usually the Devis will wear multiple braids, right? So what happened was the Devi was constantly fighting and killing, and she became so ferocious because the fight lasted for ages. There were so many Danavas or the Rakshasas, and ultimately she came to a stage where whatever comes across her, she is killing all that. in due process, Shiva appeared in front of her, who is her husband. She did not recognize who it was and all that. She went up to him as well, got him down. She kicked and placed her foot on the throat of Shiva, and then climbed upon this donkey, and she is dancing all night. Right? So this will also show, I mean, now you should forget this is a Devi, etc. You have to see it from the symbology. So she has lost her senses, right? Because it was so Raudra, or it was so fierceful in the previous pada, she lost the senses because it's a constantly traveling thing. I mean, constantly the padas are traveling from the one to the other. They are all linked to each other. As she was moving through the padas, she became very ferocious here because she had to kill a lot of people. Now she became so foolish that she's not able to recognize anything, and anything that comes her way, she is trying for destruction. Right? So this is the Devi. And then, okay. And then this madam, the eighth Mata, or the eighth Gauri is, eighth Navadurga is Mahagauri. Look at her, the kind of transformation this has taken from here to here. She was adorned with all the articles, all the Venusian thing is very good here. I mean, she was wearing very good jewelry, neatly decorated. She lost all the Venus here. She's not looking very good. She's looking very ferocious. She's like Bhayankari. Now again, she transformed herself into white, right? Look at the bull. The bull is white in color. The dress she is wearing is white in color, right? She has a whitish complexion. She's holding a Padma, and she's also holding a Trishula, right? See, what it represents is there is a transformation. There is death here, and there is transformation, or just after the death, there is a simple birth, right? Every time there is a death, there is a birth. So 8th house represents that. There is a transformation in life. The transformation can extend all through the 8th house. So it can be a lot painful as well, because transformations are usually painful because people lie in their comfort zones and they don't want to come out of them. And that's why transformation is painful. So even this pada is, although this looks very like the Sarva Sukla Saraswati white, the whitish thing that she is wearing, but the Mahagauri is also not very comfortable deity, right? Because she doesn't have much of the resources. She's having the moon is debilitated, not many resources they have. They're struggling for money, or they're struggling, or just born life. What is struggling? It's struggling on everything. They're very sensitive. They are prone to infections. They are dependent on their parents and all that stuff, right? Just look at a simple born child right now. So this can also show difficulties, or this can show a person who is undergoing a transformation, and after that he is going to settle well. How do you judge that of this? Is just look at the dasha sequence. What happens in the next dasha? If the next dasha is comfortable, that shows the 4th or the 5th combinations instead of the 8th thing, like this one. This one is the 5th thing, right? So 4th and 5th will show usually a better position that the person is going into. So if the next dasha shows that, it means that the transformation is happening for good. Although the person is struggling in this time, you may tell him that keep working. You will face a lot of issues, but at this time, the time is much better. So struggle will continue till then. Don't come back, or don't listen to people who are saying, pay me 5 lakh rupees, I'll get rid of all your troubles. Don't do that, because your troubles are not going to go away. They will stay till this time. This is the reason, right? Now you have to use your dasha, which I will eventually explain after a few weeks at least. Okay. Look at the mantra. Look at the mantra. The mantra of this Gauri is Svete Vrushe Samarudha Svetambaradhara Shuchihi Mahagauri Subham Dadyan Mahadeva Pramodada. Now see, she has put a foot on the Mahadeva in the previous charana, the 3rd charana of the Bharani, or the Kalratri, the deity was called as Kalratri, and she has become Mahagauri. And she said, "Oh my God, I have put a foot on my husband. I should be respecting my husband. Instead, what I did is I have kept my foot on him, which should not have been done. Oh, Mahadeva, please pardon me. I'm falling on your feet." Mahadeva Pramodada. That means the Mahadeva is very happy because she has realized that she did a mistake and she came back into her proper senses, right? Svete Vrushe, that means she is sitting on a white bull. Samarudha, that means sitting over it. Sveta Ambaradhara, wearing white dress. Suchihi, this is a very important word. Suchihi, that means she has cleaned herself of all the oil that she has applied over her, which she has smeared over her in the previous stanza, right? And she is Mahagauri. That means, Mahagauri is representative of the morning twilight or the evening twilight, or when the light is just about to come. It's called as the Gauri, or the Gaura Varna, we call it. Or it is also represented by the milk. When you're just taking milk out of the udder, the pinkish whitish complexion that you have of the milk. Usually the raw milk without without putting it over the stove, which contains the E. coli thing, that is pinkish white. So that thing, or when you put it over the stove and you have little, when you try to boil it a little for a little time, then also you get that pinkish color. That is the Mahagauri, right? So when it is ready to drink or when it is readily available, that is the Mahagauri. The color once again is black. Number of stars are 3. It's a triangle shape. If you have ever seen a Shraddha Karma, it will be the triangle pindas are placed wherein the pindas are offered triangularly in the Indian Vedic religion. All across India, it's the same thing. And the gender is female. The Gana is Manushya. The Yoni is female elephant. The caste is Chandala. 4 legs. The nickname is Star of Restraint. Untouchable does not mean it's a caste or anything. It means that the person do not want to be troubled by others. He would stay aloof. This is what untouchable would mean. Okay, don't get confused with modern day historians, wherein untouchables are those people who were denied access to all that stuff. And no, it's not like that. They did not want access to most of the things. Now people will shout over me and say, "Oh, how do you know, etc., etc." This is not that class. Anyway, tree is Amla, bird is crow, Swabhava is Ugra. This is a Ugra star. So results are pronounced with punishments for the sins. And if there is good karma that you are carrying in this life, you are bestowed with happiness and luxuries all through. Besides that, there is some or the other thing every person will commit in the previous life. So there is some or the other thing. If the person is bestowed with a lot of luxuries, happiness, money, etc., and everything, there is some issue with the relationships with the mother or the wife, etc., in the Bharani. Okay. Bharani is not a very easy star to sail by. Especially if you are a Purohit or an astrologer, etc., it is a very good thing because you're reading the Shastras constantly and you're trying to transform yourself and trying to understand the energy of Bharani. But for such people, what happens is with time, the sexual activity is very down, right? So visiting Kamakhya temple, what do we call Kaddu? Kaddu in English. Break 3 Kaddus. What do we call Kaddu? Batao yaar koi. Dakshina Murti Stotram is one more thing.
Is it pumpkin, sir?
What is Kaddu, madam?
Pumpkin?
We can't hear you. Your mercury is down.
Pumpkin.
Thank you.
Pumpkin.
Thank you. Pumpkin. Break 3 pumpkins in front of the temple premises. Go there. There is a Bali Pitha as well. Officially, this is the temple where animal sacrifices are practiced till date. I would advise don't do it. Just do the break 3 pumpkins in the premises. go visit the temple, especially if you have issues of lust, not able to follow the proper dharma, and if you have anything that you think is sinful and the thoughts are constantly coming, or you think you have a bad habit which you want to leave it on a Bharani day. Go there. Let's suppose you are a drink, you drink, like drinking alcohol. Keep drinking till the time you reach that place. Go there and ensure that you reach on a Bharani day, and then leave it there, the bad habit, and come back. It is very easy actually to leave. Okay, leave the bad habit. Dakshinamurti Stotram is available across the internet. Please read it. Dakshinamurti is the Shiva, okay, who is facing, who is facing the Dakshina. That means Dakshina is the south, which is ruled by Yama, and Shiva faces him. So the person is going to get constant help from this, because we will be facing the north, and Shiva is actually controlling the Yama. Helping people by providing water, buttermilk, depending on the place that you are. People provide lemon juice. In North India, I think people provide lemon juice, not buttermilk, because buttermilk is mostly a South Indian thing. And Sri Ramanavami, Navratris, because the planet is placed in the D1. Okay. The other very simple remedy which I would want to tell you is, look at the planet which is causing the issue. Take a note of the degrees. Okay, and see when the sun is coming into that degree. Look at if there is a festival happening, then try to offer puja to that deity. That is very simple. If you see that no puja is available on that day, when the sun is in that particular degree of the planet that is giving trouble to you in Bharani, you pray your Ishta Devata, or the deity that you believe, in the way that you know, and try to seek help from the deity. It is going to definitely help. Also, Kamakhya can be prayed. You can take a photo from the Google Photos, pray it, especially to get rid of lust related issues if you have any. Donations and pujas during Ashvayuja Purnima. Okay, this because Kartika Purnima, Ashvayuja Purnima, in between there is Bharani. So you can do this. Kshira Annam to be offered as prasadam. Yamaya Somam, there is a mantra. You try to search it. It will be available. This can be done. This is a common remedies for the Bharani. At Bharani activation years is at the time of birth, at 2.5 years, 5 years, 24 years, and 85 years. These are the times at which Bharani will be active. I think this is where the lecture ends. Anyone has any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I have one feedback, sir. This Bharani third pada things you have told us, sir. I have prominently observed during my Rahu Venus Dasa. These things are prominently I was observed.
Okay. So where is the Lagna, and what is the observation? Where is the Lagna?
Lagna falls in Bharani third pada, sir. There is no planet there.
Okay.
And Venus is in Moola third pada.
Okay. So what have you observed in the third pada?
Like deviating path due to opposite sex, and
Okay.
attracting to some other people like that. Poor bad habits,
Okay.
not taking actions. Like these things, so many things I was observed during this Dasha period.
Well, which Dasha period were you observing this? Venus, Rahu, or Rahu Venus?
Rahu Venus.
Okay, good.
During age 20 to 24, like that.
Okay. So now you gave another way how to look at the nakshatras, right? Now how to look at the dashas. Vimshotri is based on this. It is not that you will look at where it is placed where. Bharani is a Venusian nakshatra in Vimshotri. That's why it gave a Bharani Falita also. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good, good. Thank you. Let's go ahead.
Sir, may
Sir,
I
I
ask a
can.
question?
Mm-hmm. Shruti.
So,
Okay,
okay,
Nitish,
sir.
go ahead.
So, okay, sir. So, you talked about Kamakya. So, as a remedy, I know someone who has porn addiction, sir. So, can I recommend that as a remedy? I don't
Yes,
know his chart,
yes.
but
In Bharani, it's a common thing, porn addiction.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mm. But see, the porn addiction is also implied, right? Because Bharani is the star of restraint. The person do not want to visit a prostitute or anything, or no offense, or take a wrong step. Instead, he is trying to have his pleasure watching porn, etc. So unless it is essential, I mean, the problem with the Bharani thing is he does it and then feels that, look, I want to get rid of this addiction. This is actually killing me. I do not want to commit a sin, but I am actually committing, and that's why he is very disturbed for it. That is happening, right?
Yes, sir. But I don't know his chart. I don't know if he has any
If has
Bharani connection.
It will have, or he will have the Venus connected to the eighth house in the D9 or D1, in both the places.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I just asked as a general
In both the
remedy, sir.
D1 and D9, Venus will be either ruling or Venus will be either placed in the eighth house. Then you will have this porn addiction.
Okay.
And he will keep
Okay.
feeling for it.
Yeah, he's feeling for it, but that I
For sure,
asked
there will be
without
Bharani connection
knowing the
also
chart.
if he is feeling for it. Otherwise, it's maybe it is inside. It is there, usually unexpressed. If he's feeling for it, there is Bharani connection for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Kamakya remedy can be prescribed. But the important thing is the Bharani. Bharani can either he has a Bharani thing or not. For sure, on a Bharani day, the person has to go. Okay, next.
Sure.
Sir, I can share my experience. I have actually two planets in Bharani, second pada, I have Sun, 19 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And Bharani, fourth pada, I have Venus, 26 degrees.
1 second.
I'm
So, what is your Lagna?
Cancer.
Okay, now go ahead. Okay.
I'm in the, I guess, 13th year of my Venus Dasha. That is also in Bharani only. And next also it will be Sun, and that will also be Bharani only. So I'm pretty much stuck with Bharani for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
I can relate to it in the sense it's a very throughout the entire lecture, what I took away was um, restrictions and what are our emotional issues, or probably any either external restrictions or internal restrictions. So for me,
you said Venus is in third pada, right?
No, fourth, the last one.
And Sun is in the third pada.
Sun is in second.
Sun is in second. Okay, that way. Okay, good.
Yeah, 19 degrees.
Mm.
I didn't really follow the Mrityu Bhaga. You said something about, I think, Jupiter, Mars.
Anyway,
Have
I'll give
Mrityu
you the
Bhaga.
recording so you can go back and see.
Yeah. But
26 degrees is the Mrityu Bhav for Venus.
Okay. Okay, for those who did not see it, I put this up here. Okay, go ahead now, Shruti.
Yeah, what I could guess from my experience, or because I have gone through this, I think I have learned a lot of lessons about life through relationships only. Like, it has been very transformative, and now I'm in the state of where I'm not interested in any relationships because I'm way too afraid of them. And my mother has mental health issues. She has symptoms of schizophrenia. Father had passed away like in the middle of my Venus Dasha. And after father passing away, there has been a transformation, but it was not so drastic or anything. More of very gradual transformation. Of course, that would happen with anybody who lost a parent. So I cannot really say it's related to Bharani. Um, yeah. Anything else
You should tell
which
me
is matching?
whatever that could come in has come in. Any issues of so you are trying to be an achiever on the other side of the professional side is good. Your boss is supportive.
Oh no, you also mentioned something about constantly changing jobs, right? Like I've always mostly worked in contract kind of jobs. I'm constantly changing jobs. And if I look back at the 15 years or so of career that I have been in, it doesn't seem like I've gone anywhere. Like it just seems like as if I have gone on a treadmill walk. That's it. Like walk, walk,
Okay.
walk, but never
You'll
got
be in the
anywhere.
same place.
Like
Okay.
yeah. Neither in responsibilities nor in monetary terms, nor in satisfaction. So that is how it has been. And you
That's
mentioned
more of a
about
D10. That's more of a D10 thing. So you from the D9, what you can get for a job is, I mean, the kind of job you are in or the kind of experience that you will have in the job. So what we can understand from here is Venus is in the the fourth charana of the Bharani. So you have to see these changes in job, contractual jobs, and all that stuff.
yeah. But in this time frame, I
Did you
also
also
got
face cruelty issues?
cruelty. Yes, I would say like I mean, if I had to compare with other people who have gone through cruelty, it is nothing. But in the sense, for me, it has been cruel because maybe you said the person will be very sensitive. Like they're already under pressure, so they'll be very sensitive. So I took it as a cruelty, and that happened in my younger years, and also from probably my relatives also. But it did affect me. But now I'm like over it. Of course, it was bad and everything, but I'm like okay, it could be worse.
Okay, good.
And you mentioned some remedies as well. So, firstly, the Navadurgas, since there are only 9 of them, they must be controlling at least 12 padas of different nakshatras, I suppose, right?
No. See, Navadurgas are for the 9 padas in the Rashi, right? Each Rashi has 9 padas.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so they keep repeating.
Okay, so they keep repeating. Yeah, that's what
Yes.
I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
They keep repeating.
Okay, right. And as for the for the mantras, I was just interested in how did they come up with these mantras, and also donation of food. I'm all for donation of food and everything, but I'm just confused about this Brahmins thing because, like, there are what do we mean by Brahmins? There are Brahmins by character, by birth, by
No. That's why I said. So
action. So
I'm
many
not
things.
giving these remedies. I don't know if you've listened to it or not. In the second charana, while I was explaining, I said I'm not giving these remedies. But if you know the samhitas like the Parashara Samhita, Yajnavalkya Samhita, Shukraniti, there are tatsama phalitas. Like feeding 100 Brahmins is a profound statement. Okay, I gave the Kartikeya Ganesha story also. Were you there in the class then? No.
Yeah, I was there.
So
I mean, Ganesha has gone
so
around his
Ganesha
parents. Yeah.
has gone around the mother and the father, and it meant that he has traveled the whole world, right? So similarly, feeding 100 Brahmins is only a statement which is on the surface level, but the real meaning will come depending on the smruti that you are reading or the samhita that you are reading. Yajnavalkya Smriti is there. Uh, this is very applicable for today's world. You can read that, or you can read Sukraniti, so as to get the understanding of it. I am not proposing these remedies for anyone. I rather give practical remedies based on what is actually happening in their life, rather than feeding 100 Brahmins. It won't help. Okay.
Okay, so you're suggesting to read those samhitas, those.
If you are interested in Vedic remedies.
Okay.
If you are interested in doing Vedic remedies only, but it is not for you. You are a very practical lady, so better, because the kind of question that you have asked, you said who is to be treated as a Brahmin, right? I'm not here up for the discussion. That is why I avoided that. Okay.
Okay.
Who am I to judge who is Brahmin and who is not? That's why I'm not giving these remedies. Actually, it is not feeding 100 Brahmins. It is actually something else. Like the Shiva said to Kartikeya, he understood that going around the world is important, and Kartikeya left. Ganesha did not do that. He just went around his parents. So there is a hell lot of a difference between going around the world and going around the parents. Correct? You get this or no?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
more the onus is on me to figure out like what exactly this
No,
means.
don't do this. Don't do this.
Something.
Don't do this remedy. I will give you other remedies. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. The
Okay.
remedies will come later on, not now. For a practical remedy, you have to wait till all the padas are over while the Vimshotri was being discussed. We can talk about that.
Okay.
If you are
So,
interested in doing only a Vedic remedy, you in the sense, not you, anybody who is listening to this,
yeah.
for them, they will go and search. And most of the things are already known to them. Because a lot of people are also following the Dharma Shastra. They know a lot of things about the Shastra. So they know what is the Tat Sama Phalita of this. That's why it's a Sanskrit word called as Tat Sama Phalita. Okay? Don't break your head around it.
Okay.
But you can give the people water, right? This is a doable remedy, correct?
Yeah.
So those things can be done. You can do the mantra if you're interested. Those things can be done. There's nothing wrong in doing those things. Do such things.
Right. So towards the end, you mentioned something about how can we judge the future dasha, like whether there will be a good transformation or a bad transformation. Could you explain a bit about that? Because I'm just curious from my perspective what I can expect for the next Bharani.
I've given it in the video. Listen to it once again. It will be very clear. If you still don't get it, ask me in the next class. I'll explain.
Okay, sure.
Who is there next?
Sir, myself, Ashwin, sir.
You don't have to say your
Sir,
name.
is it related?
Hmm.
Ashwin, okay. Sorry. Sir, is it any related to gaming? Yeah, like you said, Bharani 1 is related to Yama son Dharma Raja. So is it related to any gaming addictions? Kind of.
Can be anything. The third pada can be any addiction. The person can be a gamer
Okay.
also. He is wasting his time just spending all the time on wasteful activities. He could be a gamer also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Ustad, please go ahead, complete your question.
So can we use the explanation given by Vedic Astrology as the first part of description of the sutra describes what is lacking in the nakshatra or what the nakshatra requires, and second part describes what the nakshatra wants to produce also in addition to this. But
I tried applying it,
you
it
asked,
didn't work for me. So that's why I thought this is the better way to apply it.
okay, and
Or
do
probably the
Bharani
perspective
native
from which I am seeing it is different from what he is
Hmm.
seeing. So although we may still land up at the same place, what I thought is this is working much better.
Yes, I also find that is good for philosophical understanding.
Exactly, but not
This
to
is more,
decipher results. Results will come from here.
yes. Yes. So that's why I was asking because I like both the explanations. So
You may like it because it covers the philosophy part.
yes, yes.
Go ahead.
And do Bharani natives, especially Nripamsha part, go for validation seeking?
What?
Validation seeking. Are they validation seekers?
Yes.
Like for them, will the image matter more than anything else?
That's what I said, right? More fame and image. Yes, image matters everything.
How they are perceived, how
Correct.
they are perceived in the
Correct.
society.
Correct.
Okay. And is the 5-9 relationship more important than being in the fifth amsha? Or let's say it's not a 5-9 relationship. In any other nakshatra's case, it can be any other relationship. So this relationship, will it affect the results more? Like if it's 6-8 relationship, or planet being in the fifth amsha, will that affect more in the Skanda Mata Vardhan?
Both results will come.
No, like the planet has gone sixth
I
place
understood your
from.
point. One is it is the planet has gone from the D1 to the D9. It has moved 6 houses or some other bad house, but it shows as Kandamata or the
Yes.
fourth thing. Usually, it will not happen like that. If it's the fourth house, it can be. I mean, let us suppose you have okay, it can be. Both the results will come. The Skandamata result will also come, or the Kushmanda result will also come, and the 6-8 relation or 2-12 relation also will come.
Okay, so it will
Both
not be
are
like that
separate.
one result
Both
will.
are no one result will not dominate. Both the results will come. Both are separate things.
Okay. Okay.
For example, I will
And,
give you. For example, the planet is in a Taurus and in the D1.
mm,
If it is in
mm,
Aries, if it is in Aries in
mm,
the D9, it has moved 4 houses. So it is the Kushmanda Mata.
mm.
There is an increase in status of the native, and also there is 12 to relationship. There is also losses or movement in the person. The person has changed the place, right? There is also 12th house
Okay.
result coming. There is also the 4th house result coming. Both will come separately. Both the results will come. Nothing overrules anything.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And will the problem come from children as a punishment in Bharani's case?
Fifth house.
Especially one.
Fifth house is the problem in
Yeah.
Bharani. So whatever the rules of the fifth house are, one is power, position, increment,
Okay.
promotion, all that, love,
And
relationships, and all that, children,
mm,
and all that, subordinates, and all that. Okay, your chair, and all that. You can have all the things that can be there in the fifth house.
and this is applicable for Nirp Amsha only.
It is applicable for all the amshas of Bharani in total.
Okay. Okay. Mm. And does a Bharani person have a karma with women in general, since symbology is yoni and theme is pregnancy?
Bharani person will have the karma with opposite sex.
Okay, opposite gender.
Yeah, opposite gender.
Okay.
But because it's the star of
Yes.
restraint, he will have only the ideas of doing something, but implementation of doing it, there will be a lot of difficulties. Or the person does not care of
Okay.
anything, he will keep working and he will keep going upwards.
Okay. Okay.
Listen to the lecture. Wherever the pada is the second house, the person doesn't care much. He's focused on earning money or establishing himself, going forward, and all that. At some point in time, he will give up everything and he'll say, "Look, it's time to make money or establish myself," which is not wrong. The second pada will help the person like that.
The second pada, I also have an example. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
Yes, this one. Like it is a Virgo rising,
Hmm.
and if you want, you can put in J or also. Other people can also see.
Tell me, let us see if we need to put it or not.
Okay. Okay. If it is a Virgo rising,
Hmm.
and he has got Venus in Bharni
Hmm.
in Pada 2, I believe. Yes, Pada 2.
Okay.
And there is a lot of planets in seventh house: Saturn, Mars, Ketu, Sun. Everything is in 7th house.
Hmm.
So a lot what happens is, you said the person will have a very less sex drive,
Hmm.
but this person is approached by a lot of women,
Hmm.
and they will end up having a serious
No,
relationship
no.
with him.
What
But
you're
he is
missing
so
out,
much.
what you're missing out is the most important point. The most important point is what is the pada in the cusp of that place, right? That is essential. Wherever
Further
Bharani,
in 8th house.
yes. What is the
Okay.
degrees of the Virgo?
14 degrees. 14 degrees, 14 minutes.
14 degree, 40 minutes will fall where?
In fifth, some
First,
special degrees it is.
it will be in the first pada of the Bharani. Here I've given the degrees. See, 13 degree to 1640, 1640
Uh-huh.
to 20. Okay. It will fall in the
Uh-huh.
first pada. Hmm. Now you
But
have
Venus is in second.
now you have to combine both these things. The eighth house say,
Okay.
the eighth house says
Hmm.
the eighth house says it is Yama. The person has to be very principled,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Now the Venus comes in and says you have a lot of attractions.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, true. But women are getting behind him. He is not interested. He is very focused on his
That's
business
what
and
he's Yama, right?
yes.
If it is
But
listen to me. If it is the third pada of the Yama, the person will be behind him. The native will be
hmm.
behind those women,
Hmm.
although unexpressed, but he will
True.
keep staring at them or he will keep thinking at them in the dreams. He will forget doing work and all that. But now, because
Hmm.
it's the pada one, the person is constantly focused on himself only. He is focused on his work.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
So it is about Pada 1 and 2. Okay. I have one chart for Pada 3 also, I believe. Let me check. For Pada 3. Yes, I have. So it is also a Virgo rising,
Okay.
and it is 20 degree of Virgo.
20
So what
degree,
happened in this?
so it is third pada of the Bharani.
Yes, third Pada of the Bharani,
Hmm.
and also the fifth lord and sixth lord, Saturn is over there. Okay,
Hmm.
and Venus is retro in the 12th house, and in 12th house it is in Magha Nakshatra, third Pada. So what happened was, this girl, when she was younger, she got defamed for being in a, talking to a lot of boys, and it came out in, I mean, in front of everybody, in front of the family, and
It's
she
a
was
problem
like,
of either Punarvasu or Mula.
yes,
Okay.
Punarvasu is the dispositor of maximum planets in this chart.
So it's
It
the
is moon
problem
in
of the
10th house.
Punarvasu. It is not the problem of Bharani. Okay. The thing
Oh,
that you have described just now, the secret came out, is all about Punarvasu.
okay, okay.
It's a Punarvasu thing, not a Bharani thing. Because it is the Saturn is in the Bharani, the result has come out. I mean, she had faced a lot of defamation.
Yes, defamation and Dasha is also was also running, and still it is running.
The Saturn Dasha.
Yes, Saturn Dasha.
Because Bharani, right? So if you have done something,
Yes,
you have done something wrong, the negative result will come immediately.
yes, true. The
Something good that
punishment
you do, the
came.
result will come very last.
True, true. Yeah. So, and one more chart I might have a fourth pada also. This is Aries Lagna with fourth 26 degree Aries, Bharani fourth pada. So this boy was married off by force. His mother forced him to marry, and now he is into a divorce case, and he's paying that
Alimony.
Gujara thing, what we call it,
Yeah, yeah.
alimony as monthly pay, and he and a boy also is there from the marriage. And
The
it
problem
was
with
also
this,
all of a
the
sudden.
problem with this stuff is it becomes very difficult for him to remarry again.
Yes, it is not possible, I think so. And I might have Padawan also. Padawan characteristics are very simple. It is a Leo Lagna for Padawan Bharni, and it is 20-degree Leos. The Lagna is rising, and Moon is in Bharni Padawan, 15 degrees 22 minutes.
How old is this person?
So he is about to turn 30.
Okay.
About to turn 30 or 29 something, and he is about to get
You're
married.
sure
But the
Lagna is in 20 degrees?
Yes, Lagna is in 20 degrees.
Okay, does it
He's
concern
Purohit
he's
also.
married already?
He has not got. I mean, he is about to get married. Roka thing has happened, but the problem is that his standards are so high. Like he will not. I mean, he is not able to balance between wife and family. That is what the problem is. He's not able to prioritize his wife.
Ask him to go to
That's
Kamakya
what.
and come. Okay. His mother, relationship with mother is okay.
Yes, mother got operated for uterus operation also.
Okay. So there is this Bharani thing. Okay. Because it's a 20 degree, right? One has to be very careful there.
Yep.
Also check sometimes, see what happens is most of the times the time reported is wrong. So, and try to, because you said the Roka has happened, the engagement has happened. So check if the Dasha for marriage is all tallying, etc. So try to correct the time so that it falls in that place of getting married, and then see if it's still there in the 20 degree or not. If it is there on the 20 degree, for sure he has to do the remedy that I gave for the pumpkin thing, the breaking of the 3 pumpkins, visiting the deity, and then also look at the Upa alayas. There are some alayas around it where Kanya Pujan is also done. Please go there, at least visit the deity, stay there overnight, and then come back the other day. And the visit has to be planned on a Bharani day, essentially. And usually the traffic is very high now, but it is important that he does this remedy. Okay.
Okay, I will convey, but I don't think he will listen.
Okay, good.
I'll convey,
that's the
let's
problem
see.
that's the problem with karma. I don't think people will listen before before something happens.
Yep.
Good.
And I was very curious about the vehicles every day and Devi uses. Like in this, the first pada uses lion, second uses tiger, third uses donkey, and fourth uses cow. What does they represent?
It represents the mobility of the person. Okay, the tiger is the fastest. It moves, right? Donkey also moves, but it takes a lot of load over, right? We've talked about this. Khara. Okay. Bull is something that stands, doesn't move. It's dharma. Okay. And lion is also similar thing. It doesn't move. So these are if you want me to, I mean, there are 100 characteristics that you can talk alone about the vahanas, but that will be a big thing. What I will advise is try watching the Geographic channel, National Geographic channel. Watch it. Try to understand how tigers live. Try to understand how bulls live, how donkeys live, and how lions live. How do they look for a prey in case of ferocious animals? How is their usual living in the wild? And how is the mating process? And watch everything, all that you need to understand about the animal. You will have hundreds of insights from it. What is the gestation time? How long does it take for the offspring to come out once it's pregnant? And who primarily goes for hunting? Like in case of lions, the lioness goes for hunting, etc. Okay.
Yeah, that I know about lion. But else I was curious as to what they represent.
तो वही ना, आदमी अपने
And
आप को
one last
शेर
question.
समझता है, पर शेर जो है काम नहीं करता ना। शेरनी लाती है खाना।
Oh, yes, Linus. True.
हाँ,
Dhanishta case.
वो है।
Dhanishta has association of that.
Correct. So it is
And
wrong to
last question,
associate
what
humans, males especially, with lions. It's good to have them connected to some other animal, not lion.
bull will be fine.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Also,
And what
bull is a
should be the basis of
representation of,
using?
sorry to interrupt. Also, bull is a representation
No,
of
no, you can
dharma.
go.
Bull is a representation of dharma. So whenever bull is seen, you will see that Shiva appears over the Nandi, the bull, right? He is trying to establish dharma after the destruction is over, right? So whenever bull appears, it means it's the first sign, or just born thing, or it is just transforming. That is what Shiva is about. So he appears over a bull. And whenever you get to see with the bull, it means that she's trying to please the Shiva. Okay, there is a lot of meaning. You can drill down and understand a lot of tattva from it. It will take hours together just on the bull itself. Sorry, go ahead.
So I was asking, what should be the basis of using an ayanamsha? I mean, I never gave it a look till recently.
Okay.
Now I
What moved you?
think
What
why
moved
should?
you, and why did you ask this question?
And because you suggested a Shubham Alok's video for Navadurga, and I ended up also watching the Ayanamsha thing. He uses Chandrahari, and he has very good logic for it that Chandrahari lies in the Moola, which is very aligned with the galactic center. It has a black hole, it moves lesser in comparison to the Chitra star, which moves at 1 degree about 100 years. So why not use Chandrahari? I mean, what are the bases of using an Ayanamsha for calculation?
Well, look, I will not give you enough of logic of what he did, but 99% of the people will use the Chitra Paksha, right? 1% people will use Pushya Paksha, and 1% others will use some other Ayanamshas. It is basically based on what are you used to and what works for you. Okay, I don't want to demean anyone, belittle anyone, but this has been working for me, so I'm using this.
Okay, so what works for you?
What works for you? And predominantly, I believe if you are using my rules, then it is good to use my thing, because if you're using KP or something, then somebody uses Raman's Ayanamsha and all that. Okay, so it depends on who your teacher is and what he is using, because I am looking it is very simple. Where from are you looking at? Where are you standing imaginarily, and where from are you looking at is called as Ayanamsha. And and Chitra represents the Satya, right? Chitra rules the Satya. Indrasya Chitra Ritam Parastat Satyam Avastat. Ritam means the alignment of the cosmos. The cosmic alignment happened from the Chitra, and Satya would mean the reality, and Satya would mean God. Truth is God, right? So if you're looking at the godliness or the truth has to be unearthed, then I would believe, I'm trying to give a logic because somebody else gave a logic, so I'm giving you a logic. The logic is this. It's the Chitra Paksha. So I'm using traditional Lahiri 1 degree lower than the Chitra Paksha. Also, even this man Dipanshugri also uses the same Ayanamsha. I got to know while he was teaching, so he also uses the same thing. I was also using the same thing from some time, or at least I was using the true Lahiri.
So we need to do some subtraction in that. What you are using?
Just
1 degree.
1 degree subtraction is from true Lahiri is traditional Lahiri.
So traditional Lahiri selective, then we don't need to
don't need
put
anything. Nothing. Just use traditional Lahiri. That's all.
Okay. And that Navdurga thing hit me very hard. Like it gave me a way to see the navamsha. It is
although
really
he
good.
did
I
not
was
give
looking at a lot of
he
charts.
did not give all the thing there, because he did not give the mantra. He
Yeah.
only gave the analogy. But
Hmm.
unless you know the mantra, it is very difficult. I mean, for me, it was very difficult how he was deciphering the results. So ultimately, I looked up for the mantras, and the mantras were luckily available. So, and it was easy for me once I saw the mantra. Okay, this is the meaning of it. So this is how the deciphering has to be done. Probably
And even these
the results that I am using may be a little different from what he is using. Even that is possible.
he's using a lot of fatalistic results also. Like for Kalratri, he says a lot of things like whatever you wish you will get, but you will not be able to, I mean, enjoy them. That's what he says about Kalratri. And like this, if we go, like Navadurgas will keep repeating. So every time Kalratri, every pada in which Kalratri will come is going to behave in the same manner. That's why I asked, what relationship with matter more?
No. The point is, when you go to the next sign, right? Let us suppose there is Kalratri in Taurus. Okay, the seventh navamsha of the Taurus. Count the seventh navamsha of Taurus. It will be in Cancer.
It is, yes, Cancer.
Okay, so now count how many houses is it from Taurus? It will be different.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Expression will change. It would still show the foolishness. The foolishness is because now you see the tattva of the planet placed in fire sign. What does a fire sign represent? Things happening at the right pace or a faster pace. Jaldi cheezein hona hai, right? That is what the fire represents. Things have to happen very fast. Now, if you travel 7 houses exactly opposite to it, Libra from the Aries is quick. Libra is exactly the opposite, the slowest. It means what? You have deviated from what you are asked. Okay, now you look at the Taurus thing. Taurus is an earthy sign, and a planet in the Taurus of the D1 falls in the Cancer of the D9. Earth is exactly opposite to water. Earth represents materialism. Water represents mukti, or giving up everything. So the person is actually behaving exactly in the opposite nature of what actually he has to do. That is why the deviation comes. That is why it is called as the foolishness. I mean, sitting in fire, he is expecting air conditioning. Correct? That is what the Libra is. Libra is air conditioning. And D1, the Aries is the kiln or the furnace. How can you have air condition inside the furnace? You cannot have.
Yes.
Okay, that is the analogy behind it. And same is the case with anything that goes into the seventh navamsha. So the purpose of the planet is something, but the planet is doing something else, exactly opposite to it. It can also bring in a good result as well. It can also bring in a very good result as well, because the person does not do anything, and if there is luck, let us suppose the person is a trader, okay, and he had to trade, but he did not trade, and he avoided trading. On that day, the market boomed up, and he didn't sell his stock, and he became a millionaire. Okay. You don't know, so
upheavals.
Yeah, upheavals. That is the 7th house and the 8th house. Even 6th house is the same thing, but 6th house, you're very conscious of what is happening and you're fighting for it. 7th house, you're foolish. Something is happening, you're not looking at it. Because on the death, you don't have any control over the death. It can come anytime. That is what the 7th house will say. You don't have control over it. People will think you're foolish, but you will say, I don't have any control over it. So I could not do anything. Then the 8th house is after the death. After the death, you're very weak. You're just born. So you don't have much as resources to do anything. You are dependent on somebody else. Your parents are providing you food. You don't have resources. That's why your moon is debilitated. That's the 8th navamsha.
And 8th navamsha also has themes of getting ashamed, because it has got a story associated with it.
Lajja Gauri has explained that.
Yes, Lajja Gauri.
Yeah.
So the themes of getting ashamed, that's why I was relating it to the Bharani, because
no, I am not using Lajja Gauri in that way. but I'm using Gauri
Okay,
as the
okay.
Gaura Varna. Okay, that's why I say so. There are some differences in which he is explaining and I am doing, but he actually lit up a spark inside and said, okay, the Navadurgas will work. And I've also picked up Navanarasimhas from there, and there are Navabhaktas. There are so many things that are like, that can do with
Hmm.
9 things. There are so many things with 9. But I thought, okay, let
But
me.
his explanations are also good.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But the Lajja Gauri is not working all across, so I've dropped it. I'm not using the Lajja Gauri anymore.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
there is a chart in which the Lagan is 18 degree rising, and there is no planet. It's a Capricorn Lagna.
Hmm.
So then we can say Bharani is falling in the 4th house, right?
Yes. Your cusp of 4th house is in the Bharani. Yes.
Yeah. So, but then for Navamsha, how will we see is what I
Your
was
4th house
thinking.
cusp will again be in the 4th house, right? So, yeah, what degrees did you say your Lagna is?
18 degree.
18
18
degrees.
degree.
So,
That's fine.
your 4th
Yeah.
house in Navamsha also will be there in the Virgo.
Okay. Okay. Right. So over here, then we can relate it to the Pada too, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
relate to
Provided
at least
your Lagna is correct or your birth time is correct. If it is off by a couple of minutes, then it can move upwards or backwards depending on the correction that you're making.
Okay.
Yeah. If it is off by 15 minutes, probably Bharani itself is not there. Something else. Okay. You get that?
Okay. Yeah. Kind
So
of.
you need to be very circumspect in case of the Lagna, but Lagna is the most important one. The biggest Palita will come from there. Biggest result will come from the Lagna. So the cusp of the
Lagna.
4th house, if it happens to be in the Virgo, in the Navamsha, so you have these results. Okay.
Okay.
Either to the mother or after the marriage.
Yeah, like the person is unmarried. So at the moment, I was just relating few points where
I
I
will always
just read
recommend
like
pick up charts who are married and maybe they have already seen some part of their life instead of
yeah,
prediction
right.
right enough, because it's too difficult otherwise. You'll be thinking,
Otherwise,
you will be thinking it will not connect.
right. Then there's another chart in which I have it's a Cancer Lagna, and the 10th house has Rahu in Bharani, 4th Pada. So, I mean, I could relate like he has a habit of using or taunting constantly, as well as he has that kind of a job which is on a 5 years contract basis. And I mean, the rest, I think after hearing all this, I can ask. Did you
Please
face
read
it?
through the thing maybe at least once or twice even for you to digest the whole stuff. It's jam-packed class today.
Yeah, true. Right. No, right, sir. Because alcoholism was also with him, and I could see that also. But then, yeah, you're right, sir. I need to. Right. Yeah. Right. Because after hearing what all the points is, then I need to figure out or ask
Yeah,
that
I
did these,
understand. I understand.
and then ask you. Right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Very nice class, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. How would you interpret the result of each planet in any of the padas? Because every planet can have a different effect. I think. It just seems like it just depends on the individual. We cannot really judge. It seems like.
No, not like that. You need to know the dasha, right? You don't know the dasha, that's why you're struggling. Dasha will come up. Wait till then. You need to know how to
Okay.
judge the dasha, right? So if you know how to judge the dasha, then it's over. But I cannot teach you the dasha unless I teach you these padas. This is what I have told you at the start of the class of Ashwini. Okay. So there's no shortcut. You have to wait for it.
Okay.
Ustad.
So I have a feedback regarding what has changed in me since the time I have started learning from you. And the most amazing change has been I don't look at planets anymore. Like the way I used to focus too much on planets. I focus on the house, nakshatras, navamshas more now. That has been the change.
Prediction has become easier or it has become more complex? Both.
It has become detailed. Like
good.
Detailed, like I am able to pinpoint like Purva Shada is there, so mother issues, too strong mother, father unavailable. Those things like Punarvasu I missed over here, that Punarvasu defame issues, wrong things being said about you which are not true. Or even if they are true, they are out in the public. Those things. So it is very easy to pinpoint the issues. But it will take about 6 months going through those sutras again and again. And once they
if
get
you're not
stuck
putting
in your
them into
subconscious,
practice, then you will lose them. But if you have to write them on your subconscious, then you don't lose them.
Yes, that's what I said. Third house is sixth house, third house is practice, and that is also subconscious. One more question I wanted to ask. That you said once, if a planet is to be supported, look at the quadrants from it.
Correct.
Quadrants from a place will support that thing, whatever is there.
Correct.
But why not trines? Because all trines have the same element.
No. That's not like that. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the 4 pillars, right?
Yes.
They are the quadrants.
But
listen.
They are having different. Okay.
Listen. Okay.
Go on.
1, 5, 9. This is self, child, and father. Your child has to listen to you. You have to listen to your father. So there is a boss and a slave relationship or a master-slave relationship between 1, 5 and 5, 9 and 1. Okay.
Okay.
Quadrants are equals. Fire, water, air. What is the other one? Earth.
Okay.
Right? These are all equals. Equals always support each other. Trines always try to boss or be a slave.
Okay.
Can
I ask one more?
Now, if it's the ninth house, it will try to rule over, and it will overrule, and it will say, "Listen to me." If it's the 5th house, it doesn't care what the person is saying. It will just oblige.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
but
next
these are
question
very
was
generic.
like
These are very generic things. I'm not using them anymore when I'm using nakshatras.
Okay. And
once I have finished deciphering from the nakshatras, then I use the quadrant. Then it will work well. You leave all the nakshatras, wash your brain off, and then try to use only the quadrants. You will fail miserably.
For navamsha thing, I'm asking.
Navamsha will not work. Navamsha will not work like that. Navamsha, the quadrants are different. And the quadrants from the lagna only will work. The other places are not quadrant to each other.
Okay.
Let me repeat the sentence. Let me repeat the sentence. Navamsha lagna onwards to 1, 4, 7 ton. Only those are quadrants to each other in reality. The other 2nd, 2, 6, 10 and all that, they are not. The other things are not in any quadrants, but the trines will work, not the quadrants will work in Navamsha.
Okay.
Navamsha is D9 segment, so it is a trine thing. your trines will work there.
Okay.
Now your question is answered because there each of the trines will support the other. It is not the master-slave relationship there. They are all equals.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's why I was getting confused.
But the only difference is 1, 4, 7, 10 are supporting to each other. Only
Okay.
from the lagna it
Okay.
will work. That is why
So we
lagna
have to
of the
see the
navamsha is absolutely absolutely necessary to do anything.
okay.
So can I ask one
And
question?
Let one guy complete. Let Ustad go.
Okay.
the Kendras 1, 4, 7, 10. Like if the 159 Rashi falls in the D1 chart, the counting for the Navamsha begins from the Aries because it's the Kendra. Similarly, for 2, 5, 10, counting for the first Navamsha will begin for our sign from 10 number.
Very simple.
So,
If you're using my sun chart, right, it is very easy to count because all the Chara Rashis will start the count. Okay.
okay.
So the important signs are Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. Counting only starts from there.
Okay.
Very simple.
Okay. Okay.
But that will be a big class.
Okay.
I think I've explained it to you long back also. While we were doing the quadrants or the cusps and houses class will contain that.
Okay. I have not attended that. I was not.
Go back into the
I had not
YouTube.
joined it.
Go back in the YouTube. Go to class number 3. Listen to it. It will be more detailed.
Thanks.
Jyoti, what's her name?
Yeah, sir. Just a small question. The Telugu classes, do they have subtitles in English by any chance?
Not yet. I think YouTube will auto dub them once the viewership increases. They just gave me a message. Maybe we will. I mean, it's an auto-generated message. They will auto-dub them.
So actually, what she can do is she can go on a laptop. On mobile, it won't work, but on laptop, what she can do is generate the captions auto-generated in English. That options work on laptop.
It will be very confusing sometimes. So.
No, I'll try that.
Also keep the Telugu thing on because most of the words are Sanskrit related words. Wherever you have, you can understand them.
Yeah, basically, I was like to see the charts over there and how you've explained, and that would be nice. And so, like a lot of time, I get stuck that, or I want to know, am I going right or wrong?
Why not you guys bring up charts for discussion? I mean, we can have a couple of hours all together because those charts were all given by students. I don't want to pick up my charts and show them. So that one is I'll get bored. Second is it will look like, I'm bringing some charts that are calibrated on my thing and then I'm trying to explain. And there is
So after Kritika.
After Kritika, let us see. Maybe you guys bring in charts, we can look at them.
Right. Okay.
I brought 4 charts today, but you didn't take it.
Well, it's already too late. I mean, the problem with me is if we try to pop up a chart, it will be all through there. We will not be able to discuss much. Let's keep a class separately for examples.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Because the idea is to explain it to people who don't understand it, right? So it's not like going and like an express wherein, showcasing all my skills. What is the use if you don't understand anything? It's better to keep it as simple as possible.
True.
Conceptually, all these are very, very profound and very deep. It's not very easy to...
Right. So should I get a number of somebody whom I can discuss with?
Should you get what?
I mean, a number of someone whom I can discuss the charts with. Or I may ask in the group.
I didn't get you. Your voice actually broke.
Phone number of anyone whom I can discuss few charts with. About the
You can put it in the
Nakshatras or
group,
what
right?
we're doing.
In group.
Okay.
Put it in the group. Yeah, put it in the group.
Okay. Okay, right. I'll do that. I'll try to do that. That'll be great.
Mention the
Don't be
details in group.
offended if somebody says, look, this is right, that is right, because it's a free speech
No, that's
place.
okay.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm
In the
cool
past,
about it.
one lady was saying, look, the other lady offended me saying something, you did not stop her. My botheration is not on all that. If you're posting
Yeah,
something, you have free speech.
of
So somebody
course.
would say, no, I'm right, and somebody else will say, no, I'm right. I'm not here to say who is right. I dislike being
True.
judgmental because both can be right equally. And I do not have, I might have not seen what the chart is actually. So if you have ego issues, etc., please don't post the chart. Okay, this is not for you, for everyone, I'm saying. Because one lady
I
left the
understand.
group citing somebody disrespected her, and that's why she's left it. I said, okay, thank you very much.
Oh.
If you have so much of ego within inside you and you're trying to learn astrology, you're doing injustice to yourself.
True, sir. True.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, so much. Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, it's been 2.5 hours today. Maybe I have to break this into 2 parts and then upload it. Thank you so much for joining me. Bring in your charts, please. Maybe in about 2 weeks of time, we will look at charts. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.